How is it now, guys? Are you able to hear me now? अभी okay है ना? Is it perfect now? Yeah, all right. So I gave all possible introduction to average, but apparently nobody could hear me. Wow. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Yes, I was saying averages is one of those concepts that is important, that is key, not only in quantitative aptitude but also in data interpretation. And even in quantitative aptitude, there's so many concepts that revolve around average, right? Especially time, speed, distance, time and work, allegations, all of those revolve around average so much that you need to know the concepts of these before going ahead with learning those advanced concepts. Okay, all right, so let us start. My name is Amit Surana. I am an aeronautical engineer from Chennai. I have over 6 years of experience teaching quantitative aptitude, and I've trained over 2 lakh students so far in doing so. Okay, I completely forgot about this. Our channel went 100K. Thank you so much for all of your support, guys. I know it would have been extremely difficult without all of your support, so thank you so much for that. आप नहीं तो हम नहीं तो okay, and so with that, that's the only piece of celebration I can do, at least live here. Get yourselves added to these groups, these Telegram groups, if you haven't already been a part of them. ठीक है? So and if you're planning on taking your preparation seriously, then go ahead, take plus. You can pick up any one of these packages. You can take the 12-month or the 24-month one. These are the most preferred packages. This will include your MBA prep in overall, right? Complete 360 degrees preparation. Don't forget to use my referral code Surana Live when you do so. The moment you use the code, your prices will be slashed by 10%. Okay? Chalo. Kare shuru. Good evening, Ashutosh. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. आत्माराम तुकाराम भिड़े, ऐसे करके तो नहीं बोल रहा मैं, अजीब हो। 2 अकाउंट से सब्सक्राइब किया होता ने, तो थैंक यू तुम्हें 2 बार। चलो, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट एवरेज. Right, this is a very basic concept and we've learned this from our school. We know that average is nothing but the sum of n terms over the number of terms. In this case it will be what? N, right? Sum of n terms by number of terms. So we can write it in a shorter way, saying sum of n terms over n. Now here in average there is a relation between these terms. The relation will be what? That if I say that let's say the sum is constant. Okay, if I say sum is constant, then average and number of terms become inversely proportional. That is, if the number of terms increase, the average will decrease, or vice versa. If the number of terms decrease, then the average will increase. I'll give you a quick example. Let's say if 10 elements, there are 10 elements, n is equal to 10. The sum of these 10 elements is 100, right? What will be the average? What is the average when you have 10 elements and their sum is 100? What is the average? 10, correct? 100 by 10, 10. On the other hand, if I say that the sum is maintained at 100, sum is maintained at 100, but the number of terms reduced by 2. Number of terms reduced by 2. What will happen here? What will be the average now? What becomes the average now in this case? It will become 12.5. Very good. So look at this. When there is a 20% drop, right? When there is a 1/5 decrease, there is a 1/4 increase. Do you notice that? When there is a 1/5 decrease, there is a 1/4 increase, correct? When does this happen? This happens when they are inversely proportional terms. Getting it, everybody? Yes. What will happen if the average is constant? What will happen if the average is constant? Sum of n terms will be directly proportional to n. The sum will be directly proportional to m. How? More number of items, more sum. Less number of elements in the set, less sum. Yes. Same way, if we have another scenario where the number of terms is constant, then what will happen? Then the average will be directly proportional to sum of terms, right? For example, if I have let's say I have only 10 articles, only 10 items in a set. If the sum is 100, then the average is 10. If the sum is 200, then the average becomes 20, correct? So what's happening? Your number of terms is constant. That means between sum and average, there's a directly proportional relation. Clear? Is this okay, everybody? एक बार yes बोल दो ताकि I'd be clear on whether you've understood this or not. Yeah? Have you understood these 3 points? This will help you determine a lot of questions, a lot of events that happen during the question, make it easy for you to understand. ठीक है? Chalo, let's start with a very basic question. This is a very basic, very standard question. Quickly try this out. Superb, guys, very good. So it's a very standard question, very basic question. What's the deal here? There are 12 students, so number of students in a class is 12. Sum of all their scores is 663. They're asking what is the average. Average is nothing but sum of terms by number of terms. In this case, 663 by 12. 600 by 12 is 50, 60 by 12 is 5, and this would be what? 3 by 12 is nothing but 1 by 4, that is 0.25. So 55.25 is your average score. Now when we get this 55.25, right, when we get this 55.25 for all 12 people, can we assume that all 12 people could have scored any value, or also one of the scenarios could be that they've all scored 55.25? Correct? Is that possible? If everybody scores 55.25, even then our average is the same 55.25, our sum is the same 663, right? So you should always keep in mind that one of the cases, one possibility is that each of their scores could be 55.25 also. ठीक है, चलो let's move on. Next example, read this carefully and try it. Hi Akshay, good evening. पुलिस नहीं है अनिकेत, एम्बुलेंस है. योग्यता आदित्य both say B. How about others? Superb. Vineet, Akshay. Very good. Tanishk, Pawan, Ashutosh, Achal. So what's the case here? If the per capita income, what do you mean by per capita income? Per capita income is basically total income over the total population, correct? Or in other words, this is nothing but average, this is nothing but sum of n terms, and this is nothing but n terms, correct? So what are they saying? They're saying that the average increases, average decreases by what? 6.25 percentage, which is how much? 1 by 16, correct? 6.25 is nothing but 1 by 16, agreed? Yes. So if there is a 1 by 16 decrease by A by N rule, if the average decreases, if there is a decrease by 1 by 16, then what should be the consequent increase? What should be the consequent increase? Anybody? 1 by 17. How much should it be? 1 by 15. Very good. So there must be a 1 by 15 increase. That means any negative value you can eliminate, because negative means decrease. So you have two positive values. 1 by 15 is nothing but what? 1 by 15 is nothing but 2 by 30, right? 1 by 3 is 33.33, 1 by 30 will be 3.33, 2 by 30 will be 6.66, which is what? Option B. So option B becomes your right answer. 5.88 is actually a trap. It is if you understand there is a 1 by 16 increase, or if you go by 1 by 17, then it goes wrong. ठीक है? हाँ मिलन, if you have इतना आपके पास अगर टाइम हो वहाँ पे, तो you can do that also. If you have that much amount of time, then you can go by assumption also. No harm. right? So if I assume the total income is 160, total population is 10, right? That means my per capita income becomes how much? 16. If per capita income increases by 1 by 16, which means this becomes 17, this is 160, how much will this be? This will be 160 divided by 17. Are you getting this? Sorry, there is a decrease, my bad. Not increase, decrease, 15. So 160 by 15 is what you have to look at, right? So 160 by 15 is nothing but 10.666. So this value becomes what? 10.666. So from 10 to 10.666 there is a increase of what? 6.66%. So you can also do it with assumption if you have the time to do that. Otherwise you can definitely go for the A by N rule. Clear? So this is for us to understand what the relationship between average, sum and number of terms is. Cool? Yes. आशुतोष, ये assumption वाला मेथड छोड़ दो, assumption वाला मेथड जाने दो, go for the A by N rule. डायरेक्ट A by N rule से ही कर लो, सबसे easy है ये. 6.25% is nothing but 1 by 16. तो 1 by 16 decrease पे 1 by 15 increase. 1 by 15 is nothing but 6.66. That's it. Khatam. Yes. Chalo. Cheers guys. Cheers. Now let's talk about another concept called the weighted average. Right? Let's talk about something called weighted average. Now, if you remember in one of those previous questions, we got an average and we assumed that in one of the possible cases, everybody's score will be that much. Is that possible? Definitely. Let's say there are 10 people, okay? There are 10 people. Their total marks is 200. They score 200 marks in total. That means their average is what? Average is nothing but 20. Yes. So there is a case where all 10 people will have how much? 20 marks. There is a possibility, right? Now what weighted average does in that case is it makes this into a reality, right? This possible scenario makes it into a reality with an assumption that सबका average 20 है, right? सबका score 20 है. If everybody scores 20, then the average is 20. Doesn't matter, right? Now, if I tell you that upon adding a new person, the average increases by 2, let's say. So let's say I'm adding a new person is being added here and the average increases by 2. That means the average becomes how much? From 20, new average becomes 22. What will be this new guy's score? Anybody? This new person joins in the class and because of his score, their average becomes 22. What is this guy's score? Okay, Akshay says 22. Others? Not always, no Tanishq? Not always. I am adding a new person and the average is changing. That means the sum will also change. है ना? I am adding that new person. That means the average is also changing. Got it? 42. Everybody? Super. So let's assume that what if this new guy also got 20. If this new guy also scored 20, तो average कितना हो जाता? Our average would have been only 20. But since the average is 22, this plus 2 needs to be given to each of these guys, correct? मतलब इसको प्लस 2, इसको प्लस 2, इसको प्लस 2, ऐसे करके सबको प्लस 2 दे रहे हैं, राइट? सो हाउ मेनी आर वी एडिंग? वी आर एडिंग 22. ये 22 किसके कारण ऐड हुआ? इस नए बंदे के कारण. सो दिस गाइज न्यू स्कोर, दिस न्यू गाइज स्कोर विल बिकम व्हाट? Old average 20 plus whatever needs to be added, which is 42. Are you getting this? This is the beauty of the weighted average method, right? Weighted average is when you assume that the average is going to be everybody's score, and then when you balance it out, any new person coming in, any old person going out, whatever, when you balance it out by giving some or taking some, that's called weighted average method. Yes. So if you haven't understood this yet, don't worry, एक और example है, उसमें आपको समझ में आ जाएगा, ठीक है? So let's try with this example now. Quickly try this. Superb guys, superb. So I have Saurabh, Milan, Tanishq, Vineet, Yogita, Akshay, Aditya, Gauri and Sheetal saying 38, Ivanshi saying 38. Superb. Very good guys, very good. So there are multiple ways of doing this. First let's look at the traditional method. What is happening? Average of a batsman in 16 innings is 36. Average is 36. Number of innings is 16. That means the sum of 16 innings will be how much? 36 into 16. Agreed? Which is going to be how much? 360 plus 6 into 36. That is 216. So if I add that, I will get 576. So his total runs is 576 runs. Okay. Now what are they saying? In the next innings, he is scoring 70 runs. Yes. So in the new innings, he scores how much? 70 runs. That means his total score becomes how much? On this, 576 plus 70 will be 646 runs. Yes, 646 runs in how many innings? Not 16 anymore, 17 innings. So what will be the average? The average becomes 646 by 17, correct? Which is how much? 38. So our answer is not 38, 38.00, because approximated to 2 decimal places. Please be careful about this. Very important. Okay. So this will be the traditional way of doing this question, standard method of doing this question. Okay. Let's use, for a change, let's use the weighted average method. Let me show you the beauty of this. So there are 16 innings, right? First inning, second inning, third innings, just like that, 16 innings. His average is 36, so I am going to assume that he scored 36 runs in each of them. 36 here, 36 here, 36 here, here also 36. In the next innings, in the 17th innings, what happens? In the 17th innings, he does not score 36, he scores 70. Yes, so first let's give the 36 to him. That is, out of 70, we've already given 36 to the 17th innings. So how much is remaining? 34 runs are remaining. These 34 runs needs to be divided among these 17 innings. So 34 by 17 is how much? 2 runs per innings, correct? That means all of this gets added by 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2 everywhere. So what do you get? Average is nothing but 38. Are you able to understand this, guys? You get the average as 38. तो एक बार yes बोलो if you've understood this. तने या आओ अंश. वही मैं सोच रहा था कौन है सार सार कर रहा है कब से. हाउ आर यू? अजीब नॉइस कमिंग. कहाँ से? पेट खराब है क्या आपका? कहीं पेट तो नहीं खराब है? ओके, ट्राई दिस क्वेश्चन नाउ. माइक की लग रही है. माइक तो ये रही. माइक में क्या? हेलो हेलो, चेक चेक, 1 2 1 2. मेरे को तो ठीक ही लग रही है. ओके, अक्षय से 6.25. Aditya, Yogita also say 6.25. Others? Superb, superb guys. Vineet, Nilesh, Tanay, Tanishk, Animesh. Some noise is coming. Could probably be my fan. So I normally don't keep it on. So probably. थोड़ा सा bear कर लो, अभी वापस exit करके नहीं करो. If it's bearable noise then ठीक है. ये आपने नोटिस किया दोनों अलग अलग टीम के हैं. ये दोनों अलग ही टीम के. ये क्यों कर रहे हैं किसी को नहीं पता. ये बस शो ऑफ करने वाले लोग हैं. सर्वेश्वरी, आंखें खोलो, स्क्रीन विजिबल हो जाएंगी. शायद आंखें बंद है आपकी. 1.56. हाँ, मेरे वहाँ फैन चल रहा है. मैं चेन्नई से हूँ. Don't mind if I even turn on the AC. 1.56. ठीक है, चलो let's try this. चलो, alright, look at this. In the first 10 overs of a cricket game, the run rate was only 3.2. या सो फर्स्ट सेकेंड थर्ड से लेके 10 ओवर्स तक कितना रन रेट था 3.2. सो वी कैन अस्यूम दैट इन ईच ऑफ दीज द स्कोर वाज आल्सो 3.2. Now they're asking what should be the run rate in the remaining 40 hours. Remaining 40 overs, that is from 11 to 50. What should be the run rate to reach the target of 282? Yes, to reach the target of 282. So from this 282 ka target, we are already done giving how much? 3.2 into 10, 32 runs. So this remaining 250 needs to be divided over 40 overs. Yes, 250 by 40, which is 25 by 4, 6.25. So each of these overs 6.25, or the new average will be 6.25. Got it? New average only for these 40 overs will be 6.25. Done? अक्षय एक्चुअली यहाँ चेन्नई में भी 10 डिग्रीज ही है, 20 पे 10 डिग्रीज और एक्स्ट्रा एक्चुअली. चलो आगे. Okay, before we move on, this is a course that is ongoing. ये 11 Jan से चल रहा है. From Monday this is going on profit and loss. We will soon be starting SI and CI. हम लोग जल्दी SI CI start करने वाले हैं. So if you are planning on covering SI CI and mastering it, then go ahead, join this. The link is in the description. This is a plus batch. This happens every day evening, Monday to Friday evening, 6:30 PM. So don't forget to join this if you're considering it. ठीक है, अगला एग्जाम्पल करो ट्राई. विनीत वो वेटेड एवरेज से ही तो किया था, You can also do it by dividing that 282 runs over 50 overs. समझ में आ रहा है? 282 runs over 50 overs. Yes, so कितना हो जाएगा? If you have 282 runs to be scored in 50 overs, then you will have to make an average of 5.64 runs. उसमें से 3.2 तो आपने ऑलरेडी कर लिया है ना, 3.2 तो आपने ऑलरेडी कर लिया, मतलब 2.44 नीड्स टू बी एडेड मोर फॉर हाउ मेनी 40 ओवर्स. समझ में आ रहा है? 2.44 जो है एक्स्ट्रा बढ़ाना है फॉर 40 ओवर्स, बट इन दिस केस इट विल बिकम ऑल ओवर 50 ओवर्स. Yes, so you will get, on a scale of that you will get about 6.25 per over नए वाले में. You can also use alligation there, but वो हम बाद में करेंगे. ठीक है, -2 डिग्री. एबान कहाँ से हो भाई? आप मेरे फ्रिज से तो नहीं बात कर रहे हो? -2 डिग्रीज. Okay, Tanishq says 36. Aditya says 31.71. आज गौरी इतना ऑफ कैसे? 15.42. Okay, Vineet is also 15.42. Harshmeet says 31.71. Pankaj says 36. ठीक है, ये इसको आज ही बुलेट चलानी है. अब बोलेगा नहीं, पूरे साल में आज अभी 8 बजे से 9 बजे के बीच में मैं बुलेट चलाऊंगा, बस कोई कुछ नहीं बोल सकता मेरे को. Okay, look at this. A football team consists of two goalkeepers, goalkeeper 1, goalkeeper 2, two defense and 3 forwards. Okay. The average goals blocked by the goalkeepers is 67. So can I say both of them could have blocked 67? Moving on, defense have blocked 35. So 35 average है तो 35 and forwards ने कितने block करें? 6. They want to know what is the average number of goals blocked by the team. Right, average goals blocked by the team. So my suggestion for a question like this would be go for normal method, direct find out the sum. Sum here is going to be 134, this is 70, this is 18, sum. Yes, so how much do you get? 134, 204, 214, 222. Am I right? Yes, 134, 70 and 18. 222 for how many people? 222 for how many people? 2, 4, 7 people. 222 for 7 people. Got it? Which has to be how much? 31 5/7. Correct? 31 5/7, which is almost 31.714285. And a precise answer. But what do they want? They wanted approximated to 2 decimal places, which has to be 31.71. This is our right answer. Clear? गौरी एवरेज का मतलब क्या हुआ? एवरेज का मतलब है, ठीक है, अभी इसको देखो, एवरेज ऑफ 2 पीपल्स, नंबर ऑफ पीपल 2 है, एवरेज है 67. तो सम क्या होगा? सम इज सम ऑफ n टर्म्स इज नथिंग बट नंबर ऑफ टर्म्स इनटू एवरेज, which is 2 into 67, that is 134. This what I'm doing is an assumption. This is called weighted average. Got it? Everybody? ठीक है? नहीं विनीत, 67 by both नहीं है ना, देखो blocked average goals blocked by goalkeepers, defense, forwards, average बोला, ठीक है, डन. इतना प्रिसाइज मैं मेंटली कैसे करता हूं ये वाला? अरे 5/7 का ट्रिक है, देयर इज अ ट्रिक फॉर दिस. कभी आओ, अलग से बताएंगे, हवेली की तरफ, मतलब प्लस की तरफ आओ, बताएंगे. ठीक है, चलो ट्राई दिस नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Okay, Saurabh says 24. Aditya, Nalin, Yogita. How about others? Very good. Vineet, Akshay, Animesh. Superb, guys. Hi Nitish, good evening. Very good, Somesh. So what's the deal here? Average age of 29 learners is 80. सारे 29 learners का क्या है average? 18. Okay. If the age of the educator is also included, right? Age of the educator is also included. Then the average age of the batch becomes 18.2. ठीक है, क्या हो रहा है? 0.2 जो है सबका बढ़ रहा है. इसका 0.2 बढ़ रहा है, इसका 0.2 बढ़ रहा, इसका 0.2 बढ़ रहा, इसका भी 0.2 बढ़ रहा, इसका भी इन अ वे 0.2 बढ़ रहा है ना. अगर इसका भी एज 18 ही होता, अगर इसका भी एज 18 ही होता तो एवरेज क्या होता? 18 ही होता, राइट? बट नाउ व्हाट हैज हैपेंड, 0.2 करके 30 पीपल का बढ़ा है. यस, which is how much? 0.2 for 30 people is basically 6 years. एज जो है 6 years में बढ़ा है. किसके कारण? एजुकेटर के कारण. तो एजुकेटर का एज क्या हो गया? दिस एक्स्ट्रा 6 नीड्स टू बी born by the educator, which is 24 years. Got it? This is how beautiful this weighted average method is. It makes it so simple for us to calculate. Otherwise, what would you do? You would have to do basic calculation, right? You would have to find the sum. Sum of first 29 learners will be how much? 18 times 29. You will use this. Then you will consider what? Sum of 29 educators, 29 learners and the educator is how much? 18.2 into 30. Yes, 18.2 into 30. तो ये जो एक्स्ट्रा आ रहा है, ये जो एक्स्ट्रा आ रहा है 24 का जो डिफरेंस है, ये हो गया एजुकेटर का. ठीक है. अरे अक्षय, इफ़ यू थिंक आई एम 24 तो थैंक यू भाई, बहुत मतलब एकदम दिल से अच्छा लगा कि आपको लगता है मैं 24 का. थैंक यू. थैंक यू रोमिक. क्लियर? चलो, ऑलराइट. सो दिस इज सो फार व्हाट वी हैव फॉर टुडे. Tomorrow we will have our second lecture on average, where we will be discussing some of the statistics related concepts. Like we will be talking about median, we will be talking about mode, we will be talking about range. Okay, this is going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? 13th Jan. Yes. What is the time? 8 PM to 9 PM. Clear? Vineet, that can happen. There's nothing wrong in that. Okay, guys, these are our previous learners from Plus who made it big. Look at their scores. Shivam Chandak got 99.98 percentile overall and 100 percentile in LRDI. You could be one of these guys also. All you have to do is enroll in one of these batches. These are ongoing batches. ये चालू हो चुका है yesterday. This has started today. This will be starting tomorrow. Join them in whichever you are interested. You can also join my batch that is going on. We will soon be starting with SI and CI also. तो अगर आपको join करना है इसमें, this happens Monday to Friday 6:30 PM. You can become a part of this also. All you have to do is pick up one package from these 5 packages, any one. Best ones are the 12-month and the 24-month one. 12-month if you're planning on preparing only for CAT 21. If you're planning on preparing for CAT 21, 22, other management entrance tests, GD, PI, written ability test, then you can go for this 24-month one, right? use my referral code Surana Live to get yourselves a discount of 10%. That means your prices will be slashed. So for less than 800 rupees a month, you would now be able to crack CAT. Don't forget to use my referral code guys, Surana Live. You will get discount, I will get love. दोनों उसका कुछ ना कुछ कर ही लेंगे. Thank you so much Siddharth. Thank you guys. अलजेब्रा समझ में नहीं आता सिद्धार्थ. ऐसा होता है अगर बेसिक स्ट्रांग नहीं है सिद्धार्थ. इफ़ यू आर नॉट फ्रॉम अ मैथमेटिकल बैकग्राउंड तो ऐसा हो सकता है, बट डोंट वरी, आते रहो क्लासेस को. वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग अलजेब्रा ऑल्सो. टाइम लगेगा उसमें, अभी पहले अरिथमेटिक खत्म करेंगे, है ना. चलो, you can join plus if you are looking for unlimited access to all live classes, interaction with your favorite educators, full statistical information on how your performance has been so far. If you're looking for 200 plus mocks including previous year questions, क्या sectional test, टॉपिक वाइज मॉक सब मिला के है यहाँ पे. यू विल ऑल्सो बी गेटिंग देयर एनालिसिस. द लाइव डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशंस आर अ मैंडेटरी वंस हैपनिंग वंस एवरी 4 days. Join in guys, make use of this. I will see you soon. I will see you tomorrow at 8 PM. Until then, keep yourself safe. राज जल्दी से स्टार्ट होने वाला है. राज अनअकैडमी पे IIMs पे जल्दी से स्टार्ट होने वाला ही है. यस, तमिलनाडु जीत गई झारखंड से. अरे कोई नहीं, कभी हार कभी जीत चलते रहता है. Okay guys, thank you very much for being a part of the session today. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 PM. Until then, keep yourself safe, happy and keep learning, because let's crack it. Bye guys.